Fun now.
Guy Smith gets the call, gets the right foot hard into that bulkhead and tries to get away, but look at Graf. Graf already through, and the GT battle edge just going underneath the bridge. You can see that as well. And look, it looks like to me that Bergmeister had a bit of a run on the Ferrari, trying to get down the inside, just couldn't get it done. Had to move back to the outside, but now he's right with him in the background. There's the leaders in LMP and GT are battling it out side by side.
Brilliant stuff, and a huge lock-up going down into the Mario Andretti hairpin for the muscle knock. Lola Aston Martin, Klaus Graf there. He was really close there, trying to make that move. Just a little bit of a gap back to Harold Prima in the third place car. But here, coming now towards turn 5, is a battle for GT, and Tony Vielander just about holding on.
And the battle for GTC right in behind them, Jeremy, with Swedler, and then the second of the blue Porsches there. So we've got the leaders in 3 different classes that we saw in the space of a couple of seconds from the same camera. As a little mistake there by Vielander, and Bergmeister touches as he goes up the hill. There's just a tiny bit of contact wheel to wheel between those two. No, Vielander, you can't do that there. You absolutely can't do that there. And Bergmeister's fighting back. This is going to end in tears. This is going to end in the penalty box for one on both of these drivers. That was just not sensible stuff. The guys have let the red mist get to them there.
You know, Tony Vielander, I don't know what he was thinking there, because we've seen already this season that car's been involved in a few sort of relatively minor scrapes, and every time it's come off worse. It's relatively fragile, the suspension on that car, but he was very forceful there up at the corkscrew. He barged his way down to the inside. They were making contact again coming off the corner. And they seem to have got away with it, but this is certainly tremendous stuff to watch. But no holds barred here in the battle for GT. And then right behind him, by the way, is Rudy Unko in that LMPC class leading car as well. And right behind him, 3rd and 4th in GT are right there too.
So we actually have 4 of the 5 class. In fact, no, there is the 55, the 055. We have all 5 class leaders on the start-finish straight at the same time on that restart. Jörg Bergmeister leading the 4-wheel drive of the hybrid there as he tried to hold on to his position at the corkscrew last time around, but somehow Tony Vielander, having lost the lead here last time around, managed to hold on to it. Now that is very aggressive racing by both drivers. We love to see it, but you do worry with the concretes quite so close. And the BMWs, the Crown Plaza cars, have made up a bit of ground there. And look, we've got Jan Magnussen between the 2 BMWs now. Remember, before the pit stops and the yellow flag, he was sitting in behind them, so that's a change of position. And Magnussen has gone by Dirk Werner and up into 4th position in class for the number 4 Corvette.
That's a brilliant battle going on, I think, for 2nd and 3rd in LMP Challenge. So just action all the way around here. Tremendous stuff. This is great racing.
And we're hearing from the officials there will be NFA, no further action for those 2 guys.
I think that's a great call. I mean, I thought initially that Vielander was being over-aggressive there, but then coming off the corner, I think he got Bergmeister got a bit of his own back there. So I think both parts were there making an excellent call, because they were both kind of overstepping the mark, but they both got away with it. So no harm, no foul.
Yeah, and we like to see good racing, good aggressive racing. It's the hallmark of this. Oh, now a bit of dust thrown up. Was that just? Yes, it was the leader, the 06 Rudy Hunko, making a mistake there coming out of turn number 4, and that has held up the Ferrari. And Bergmeister again gets a run up the hill, and the Ferrari will be held up again at the next corner because Hunko's tyres are dirty. And look at the ground being just reeled back in as through comes the 55 of 055 of Christoph Boucher, and puts himself right where Bergmeister doesn't want it to be. Bergmeister will be quicker through the slower parts of the circuit, if that makes any sense, because he's not relying so much on aerodynamic grip. He's much more relying on the mechanical grip with the GT cars. They have that in spades.
Yes, it's brilliant stuff, isn't it? And just right behind it, behind Bergmeister, behind the BMW, the LMP Challenge car there, the white Day-Glow and black car, that is Kyle Marcelli in Carnab 89 for Intersport Racing. He's got himself up now into 2nd place in LMPC. Wonderful effort by Kyle Marcelli.
Okay, 1st in LMPC, 1st in LMP2, 1st and 2nd in GT. Behind there, we've got 2nd in LMPC, 3rd, 4th and 5th in GT. Did you catch that? Yeah, I'm asking questions later.
Great fun, isn't it? Tremendous racing. At the front, it's still Guy Smith who leads. He's pulled out about 3 seconds over Klaus Graf. So this is the best battling on the racetrack.
So we're watching the Marcelli car come through, and he's made that look relatively easy. He, of course, now can see the back of Rudy Junko in that blue and silver car. He may not have seen Rudy go off, but all he knows, Jeremy, is I'm quite a bit closer than I was before, and I've got half a chance here of putting some pressure on the guy who's leading the class. 5 GT cars arriving and exploding over the skyline at the corkscrew, and they are all battling for position. That is the top 5 in GT. Do you know what's the matter with GT?
Not a lot.
Nothing at all. Do you know what needs doing to GT?
There's
nothing at all.
But it's the same with all of the classes. I mean, they're all really excellent at the moment. We've got these 4 P1 cars battling at the front of the field. Hamid Al Masoudi's, that call to bring him in under the yellow there. It's if we have a long green period now, I'm not sure that's going to work out in their favour, because he's got much less experience than all these other guys in LMP1, and he's now kind of half a lap down to the overall leaders, but he's still taking some very, very good lap times, I must say.
I sense that this battle at the lead and the possible trading of Flying Lizard red and silver paint and Reese red paint may not yet be over, as once again we get the smoke screen.
Is that the Reese car again off the road there?
No, I think it was somebody ahead again of these guys, one of the PC cars. In fact it was. And look at Marcelli, how he's closed in on Junko just ahead of this. But look, top 5 again in GT, heading up the hill as Kyle Marcelli just disappears out from our view. We'll try and keep an eye on that as well. Just going out to the bottom left of the picture there, that was the battle at the head of LMPC. But I've just got a feeling that this GT battle is not yet resolved. The Ferrari seems a little bit quicker through the second portion of the downhill from the corkscrew. GTC traffic ahead. Is this an opportunity for York Bergmeister on Jamie Mello? Then it's Dirk Muller, Jan Magnussen, Dirk Werner. Scott Sharp is not a million miles away, in 6th position. Watch out for the front of the Ferrari coming through. In fact, as I say that, Tommy Milner's come through in 6th position behind this battle, so he's just taken Scott Sharp as the GT leading 3 go now through the Andretti hairpin. In fact, Tommy Milner is on this great battle for the GT. Tommy Milner goes through, and in fact, Tommy Milner's just unlapped himself from Scott Sharp. He's actually sitting in 7th position at the moment. On board with the leader, Guy Smith. He's got about 2 seconds in hand. So he comes up on
the rest now.
The GTC. 66.
Leader in GT Challenge.
So that's leader overall, leader in GT Challenge.
Duncan Indy has taken over the lead in GT Challenge from Bill Sweedler. So 66 car leads now by less than 2 seconds, and Damien Faulkner in the green Hornet car right behind as well. So battles all the way through the field. Tremendous.
Whatever, big bit of rubber being thrown up from the back of that car, almost like a turning. Now, let's go back to the PC battle, which is hotting up with Rudy Junko. After he went off the road just a couple of laps ago, he's been really closed down by Kyle Marcelli, and there is the 06 now with mirrors full of the Dayglow orange nose of Kyle Marcelli, the young Canadian driver who's been making waves in the American Le Mans Series and in Europe. He's made a couple of trips to Europe, won the race in Italy at the famous Imola circuit, and drove immaculately. Had a decent race at Silverstone as well.
Second there, I think, wasn't it? A brilliant win with Tommy Dreesy in the other Intersport car a couple of weeks ago at Baltimore. Look, he was handling Rudy Junko, and of course Rudy Junko, he's done only 2 races this season. He's now back in the same car with which he ran the opening race of the season with Core Autosport in a 06 car, and now he did one more race also with the BR1 team to win at Road America.
Oh, there's Cal making an uncharacteristic error, a very quick exit from turn number 10, but he's gathered it all together. He's lost virtually no ground. I think he just kept his foot in there. He's actually got a decent run out of the final left-hander rather, onto the start-finish straight. Just can't quite get up, and we hear from race control that a black flag, which means report to the pit lane for Wolf Hensler in 17, and a problem for the Crowne Plaza 55. This is Werner, he was right up there. So, and it sounds like he's had a tyre problem. Maybe that was what we saw being thrown up from the leader. No, different part of the circuit. Watch the white BMW.
He's slowed right, he's obviously slowed.
Oh my goodness, right rear, look at that. You could just see it pop off, and that is the whole tread has come away. That's a puncture or maybe some contact. We didn't see that. So Dirk Werner has had a problem in that 55, been in and out, replaced the tyre obviously, and he's dropped down to 6th position. Remember, he dropped behind Jan Magnussen and Scott Sharp, now up to 5th. So in GT, that is the it's Wielander from Bergmeister, from Muller, from Magnussen, from Sharp, as the leader goes past. This is the 0-2 that we saw earlier on. Just listen to the car rattling around, and the onboard now would look very, very different if we were looking at the driver from when we saw Ed Brown relatively calm and collected behind the safety car. Nice late braking there from Ed as he gains a bit of ground on Marco Holzer ahead of him. So the ESM car, remember earlier on we were talking about this car being a real trailblazer for Ferrari, and we can find out more about that from the pits.
Yes, this year in the GT category,